What is going on, fellow alchemists? Welcome to Astrology. Today we are doing Lilith in the fixed, airy, humanitarianly orientated sign of Aquarius. So join me as I try to expound on the details pertaining to this position. Let's get into it. So Lilith in Aquarius. What happens when Lilith, which is our emancipation or our slavery, we either emancipate ourselves from the physical hold that matter has of us or over us, or we able to find ourselves in a situation or predicament where we utilize that hold more and we become more interested and more orientated into the physical and materialistic concepts of the world as a whole. So what happens when this comes into the humanitarian spiritual sign, the very fixed air sign of Aquarius? Well, in short, you could have two really powerful or very meaningful things happen here. However, the octave and the way one could describe this could either be seen as negative or as positive, because Lilith doesn't work in between. She's not the in-between type of energy. It's all about the extremes of either the higher octave of Lilith or the lower octave of Lilith. So what happens when she sits here in Aquarius? Well, Aquarius is the humanitarian sign. It's our service to humanity, but it's also a very spiritual sign because it's right next to Pisces. And so because of this, when you bring in Lilith, the ability and the direct explosion of energy of our feminine primordial energy, we see a case where you could be meditating one day and all of your chakras open like that. You didn't ask for it. It was just a session. You just sat down there. You closed your eyes. You took a couple of breaths, and suddenly your kundalini decides to pop open, and you're like, I didn't ask for this. And depending on how ready you are for that, it could be a very good experience if your kundalini opens, or it could be quite terrifying. But this is basically what happens in Aquarius. You could be someone who either really goes into something and does so well at it that you become so certain that you're good at things. You become so certain that you're so good at this specific thing, this specific subject matter, that you are sure that nobody can correct you, nobody can change your opinions, and nobody knows more than you. But the thing is, because you are in the fixed sign of Aquarius, a lot of the time, the things that you do know, you actually really are quite knowledgeable in. The only issue is that, the cup is never full. Always remember that to always learn, you have to always understand that you might not know things, and that things are always there to learn, regardless of how much you think you know. The problem here is that because Lilith brings in that extreme expression of this sign, you could be so certain that you disregard one of the main principles of the sign, which is your service to humanity, which is your approach to humanity. And so you could be so certain about things that you don't encompass or work with humanity. You don't work with other people very well. You struggle to incorporate other people into your ideas and into your worldview. And this can be quite tricky. When you're dealing with Aquarius in particular, because it's all about people in a lot of ways. It's all about your spiritual link, your conscious return to the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness is really seen at its height in Pisces, but in Aquarius, you've now returned to that stream of the collective. That's why it's signified by a human being pouring water into the stream. It's the water that you are is that consciousness in that vase of water being poured back into the stream, and you're returning to the collective. And so if you have Lilith here, you could be very good at working with people. If you show the higher octave, you will be the example of the higher octave of Aquarius, where you come up with the ideas, you utilize these ideas, and you are very successful in these ideas. However, you're able to bring other people with you. You're able to allow other people to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're able to, and you're happy about this. You're not possessive. You don't feel that people don't deserve these things because you're the only one who worked for them. And so you're able to bring them with you, or else you're able to do the exact opposite of that and completely exclude people and completely exclude the ability to grow with other people around you and utilize the information and the knowledge that a lot of people or people around you might have that could really contribute to perhaps taking that extra step in that thing that you're already very knowledgeable about, and that can be quite limiting and debilitating to you as a person or a human being. And you could find yourself perhaps going back down in the form of involution rather than evolution towards Pisces. You evolve back into Capricorn, and you don't achieve that point of emancipation that you're supposed to, and instead you find yourself being enslaved back into the mortal coils of physical matter and all of its trauma with it. So fellow alchemists, I hope you really enjoyed that one. That was Lilith in the sign of Aquarius. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment down below. Tell us what it's like for you to have this specific placement in your chart. And also drop a like. Until next time, when I finally do Lilith in the gloriously deep, beautiful sign of Pisces, I'll see you next time. Take good care of yourself. Bye.